You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. In today's video, we're just going to answer questions from subscribers about everything Knicks versus Indiana Pacers. Let's start with the real one. My guy, Knicks Galaxy, tuning in, showing up, and showing out all year long. Says, you think Thibs should play Achiuwa more versus the Pacers? I do. I would like to see the New York Knicks maybe expand their rotation a little bit. When you go on a run in the NBA playoffs, it can go for a month. It could go for 2 months. It's a long time. And that is a long time to be playing NBA games at this high level of intensity with just 7 players. And that's the rotation that the Knicks have really run throughout the playoffs. In history, all NBA teams shrink their rotation as the playoffs go on. But I wouldn't mind Achiuwa playing 5-6 minutes a game. Maybe you throw out Alec Burks for a couple of possessions because you're going to need some scoring to keep up with the high-powered offense of the Indiana Pacers. I think Achiuwa could play some more. I honestly love the way he played in that Game 4 against the Sixers. I thought he gave you great defense. I also think he gives you another guy that could put the ball on the deck as a big and attack the rim. I don't need 20 minutes from Achiuwa, but 5 to 7? Yeah, I'm cool with the big sneeze playing a little bit. Joey DeLuca, what's up, man? I think Shake is a great player. Do you think we should play in a couple of games to see how he plays in the playoffs for us? I think at this point, Shake Milton is someone that should not play unless there are injuries or foul trouble. I believe Shake Milton is a solid player as well, but it's just not there right now. The opportunity hasn't presented himself to get the minutes. He also isn't just up to speed with the team. Like, he hasn't gotten the reps. He hasn't gotten the PT. He hasn't really built up that team chemistry yet. I don't think Shake Milton should play. I'd probably play Burks ahead of him, but I don't know if either of those guys should even play. My guy, Jet Life 4 Life in the building. What's happening, bro? Hey, Marsh, who's guarding who in the semis? Pop up the Indiana Pacers roster court for me, if you can. Assuming they start the same 5 that they do, I'm putting Donte DiVincenzo on Aaron Nesmith to start. I'm putting Jalen Brunson on Nembhard. I'm putting OG on Siakam. I'm putting Hartenstein on Turner. And I'm starting with Josh Hart on Halliburton. I'd also be okay with Donte DiVincenzo guarding Tyrese Halliburton. I think DiVincenzo or Hart could guard Halliburton. But I'm definitely putting OG Anunoby on Pascal Siakam. And you know what? If Halliburton gets to running amok, you could throw OG on Halliburton. But I think it could be similar to what the Knicks saw with OG guarding Maxey, where they're just going to screen him to death, and it's almost impossible to run through screen after screen and stay up with him. So I would go with Brunson on Nembhard. I would go with OG on Siakam, Hartenstein on Turner. I'm going to start with Hart on Halliburton and DiVincenzo on Nesmith, but I'd be cool with either one of those. I also love the way that Maxey got defended by DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo struggled on defense for 5 games, but in Game 6, he locked it up. He played really well. So I'd be cool with DiVincenzo on Halliburton as well. I'm also fine with them throwing multiple defenders at him at different points of the game, give him different looks he's got to deal with. Make sure you hit that thumbs up icon. Because if you want the Knicks to beat the Pacers and you want the New York Knicks to go to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2000, hit that thumbs up icon for me. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. K-Dub coming in with a question. Says, can the Knicks make the finals with the Celtics injury to Porzingis? Absolutely. I've got the Knicks winning the East. I really, really do. I just feel something's a little bit special about this team. Something about this team is special. And I think it's going to show true in this series. And even if they have Porzingis or if they don't have Porzingis, yeah, I got the Knicks getting to the finals. I do. MSH, what up, man? Says, who's the better Tibido, Tom or Kayvon? At this point, it's Tom Thibodeau. Will, What do you guys think Brunson will hunt out on who? That's a good question. Tyrese Halliburton. He's going to hunt Tyrese Halliburton. Knicks will hunt Tyrese Halliburton. Nembhard, I believe Nembhard is going to be the primary defender on Jalen Brunson. And then the next guy up would be Aaron Nesmith. And then they don't really have anybody after that. You can put TJ McConnell on him off the bench. You're going to put Ben Shepherd on him, a rookie. I hope you put a rookie on Jalen Brunson. I would assume it's going to be Nembhard and then Nesmith. And I think the matchup that the Knicks will hunt is Tyrese Halliburton, even though he's got a little bit of length on Brunson. But Brunson could take it to the chest and kind of body him up a little bit. More questions coming up around the corner. But first, I got to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use that promo code CLNS. And Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Prize Picks is the #1 daily fantasy sports app in the game, and they're our proud sponsor. So if you love Knicks now, get hooked up with Prize Picks. All you do is create a lineup of 2 to 6 players, and you simply pick more or pick less on the projected stat line for those players. It's a lot of fun. It's easy. It's exciting, and it makes game days a whole lot more entertaining and an opportunity for you to win some money. So prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. Support the show. Support the sponsor. Be a real one. 93 Nav, man, what's up, bro? I've watched Siakam a lot, and he does tend to foul when pressured. Bring the bench in the paint after. Kind of confused. Attack Siakam, like make him play defense? Yeah, I mean, look, I think the Knicks need to continue to put pressure on the rim. We saw DiVincenzo do that from time to time. We've seen Hart do that. But the guy I want to consistently be downhill attacking is OG Anunoby. And we saw in Game 6 him bypass a couple of wide open threes to put the ball on the deck one time, one long two-step, and get to the rim and finish. And that's taking a 100% shot, even though he missed a dunk in Game 6. A very high percentage shot instead of a 30 to 40% shot from three. I want the Knicks to continue to attack the glass. And I want OG Anunoby to be that guy. That guy's an athletic freak, man. We saw him rise up and throw it down on Embiid. That's what I would roll with. I want those guys to continue to attack. And if you can get Siakam in foul trouble, they could be in some trouble. Mark K, can you agree that JB reminds me of Allen Iverson? Yeah, I could see a lot of similarities between Jalen Brunson and Allen Iverson. Smaller players, but a lot of that and a whole lot of skill. And some of the best scoring guards of all time. A lot of similarities there. Malik Haddad, what's up, man? The Knicks go for O boards aggressively. How worried are we the Pacers' fast break opportunities when we get? That's a great question, Malik, and that's something that the Knicks are going to have to balance because the reason. This is a great question, bro. And honestly, something I hadn't even thought of, which is a little bit disappointing for me as I think through this right now. Thibs is going to have to find a balance between that because that's the Knicks' identity. That's why the Knicks are the 2 seed. That's why the Knicks were able to beat the Philadelphia 76ers. That's why they got to this spot. Their ability to dominate the offensive glass and get extra effort or extra possession after extra possession. When you talk about just efficiency numbers of strictly shooting the basketball, the Knicks are the middle of the pack. And they really only have one guy right now that can create a jump shot for himself consistently. So when you have that type of offense, you want to continuously get extra chances. And the way the Knicks do that is by offensive rebounding. But like Malik said, they'll have to balance all aboard the offensive glass or getting back on defense. That's going to be a tug and pull. What is that the phrase? Something along those lines. A little push and pull, maybe. I don't know. I think you know what I'm trying to say. That's something Thibs is going to have to weigh. Man, this is a great question. How do they do it? How worried am I? They'll find a balance. Maybe it's just Hart and a big crashing the glass, and it's DiVincenzo and Brunson getting back. They'll figure it out. they'll figure it out. But that's something that I'm going to keep my eye on in this series. Great question, Malik. Will, if the Knicks win it all, Jalen Brunson becomes the greatest Knick of all time? Hard to put him above Walt Clyde Frazier, who has 2. And maybe the greatest closeout game in NBA history. But yes. If Jalen Brunson wins an NBA championship this year, he will be the greatest New York Knick of all time. He would. Because he doesn't have 4 other Hall of Famers on. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. That was a great question by Malik. Make sure you are following me over on social media at @MarshallGreen_ on Twitter, as well as Instagram. I'm tweeting about the Knicks every day. So hit me up over there, and let's go. One more sleep.